Hey guys and gals, A here. Welcome to another episode of EDCQ. What's crackin'? So today I have with me my firebox. And now this is not all of the stuff I have associated with fire, but it is a lot of it. So want to come back and hang out with me in the fire pit with my firebox? Do that, because here we go. All right, guys and gals. So sorry about the weird camera angle here, but I wanted to make sure you guys could see what's happening with the fire stuff. So I figure all of me is less important than this, and hopefully we're a little more high budget gig one day and I can have multiple cameras going on so you can catch all of this. But here's a little glimpse in the firebox. I have a bunch of ignition sources on the top and then a bunch of fire starters in the bottom. So today we are going to test out 5. We're going to be looking at 5 different fire starters and seeing how they run. And most of these I haven't played with, or not played with. Guys, don't play with fire. Safety announcement. Fire is enjoyable and it's a great tool man has learned. It can also be dangerous, so make good choices. This is a controlled environment. I have rocks, I have a fire pit to contain it, so make good choices when you use fire starters. Having said that, I am very excited, and we are going to start with a zip. Now, I have never used this, which will be the case with most of this stuff, so we'll be learning how these work together. So let's go ahead and get this into camera view, and I will bring the camera in as I film this, but we'll start out with an easy one. This is a little mini Bic with the long reach arm, so I'll bring you on in and let's see what happens here. Figure I will start out with the package, and we have a flame going. So we are sitting here currently at 11:52. It kind of looks like a burnt marshmallow in there. All right, guys and gals, I will bring you back. I'm gonna let this burn, and I'll bring you back and tell you how long we had it for. So I just wanted to jump in here real quick because we are sitting at noon at 12 o'clock. So this has been running for 8 minutes, and the fire is still pretty good, guys. If you don't have your stuff lit by now, you're probably not getting it lit. 8 minutes with a flame like that, that is an excellent fire starter. And this item, I bought it in a box at Walmart. They are the Zip fire starters. I got it in a box at Walmart for cheap. I mean, these don't end up costing much per fire starter. They are a little bit bigger. They're kind of a I don't know, they're pretty good size. You know, they're about as tall as they are wide, and then they're long. But if you can fit them in your kit and you need to have a good fire starter, I would not mind relying on that one. That thing lit up with a lighter like crazy. So I'm gonna do more of these 5 fire starters, and on the next one I will grab a zip and I will try to light it with a rod and a striker. So we'll see how that works. But if you have a lighter or an actual flame as your source of ignition, this thing is a rock star. So I'm gonna cut away again, but I will bring you back when this is gone, and I will let you know how long it ran. But we are currently at 12:01, so 9 minutes and counting. All right, so we are at 12:05, and it just extinguished. It just went out. So 13 minutes for a zip in dry summertime temps. We are sitting at about 85 degrees right now, and it is slightly windy. The wind kicks up every once in a while, but 13 minutes of a solid flame, that, in my opinion, is a very good fire starter. The zip is excellent. I will bring that back again, and we will try it with different ignition sources. but I highly recommend those. You can find them at your local Walmart, perhaps online as well. And now next, I want to try one I'm very excited for, Pyro Putty. So this is a putty, and I got the summer blend because of my climates and where I'm going to be using it. They also have spring and winter. This is waterproof. If it does get wet, squeeze the water out between your fingers, stretch it out, and expose the fibers and light it. And so you're supposed to just pull some of this out. So I got that much, which is probably more than I need for here. I might actually, and we'll go with it. I haven't used this yet. So it is a, they call it a putty, but, and it does feel like putty, but it definitely has fibers going on in there. And this is orange because it's the summer blend. So we're just gonna kind of fluff this up a little bit, get some of these fibers exposed. I'm gonna lay it in a little different spot. And we are gonna use a ferro rod and striker this time. I don't know what these are. They're unbranded. They have orange plastic handles, and this thing throws some awesome sparks. I have used this before, so let's see what happens. And there we go. Need a little practice with my ferro rod striking. Get a little better control with my aim, but we are lit. Oh, I didn't realize I had you guys almost out of frame. But that is, once the sparks landed where they needed to, that got going. All right, I will bring you back when this is done and let you know how long it ran. But we got the fire going at 12:08, and we'll see how long this lasts. All right, so we are smoking at the end here. This is in its kind of last stages of burning. That lasted for 4 minutes, surprisingly. And I think you can definitely use less of that, but you can certainly use much more than I did. So that burn time will depend on how much you have. But the point is, without using a ton of it, you can definitely get enough to get your other material lit and going. So now for this next one here, I'm super excited to try it. This is a Fire Flame fire starter. I believe I got this on Amazon. I will have a link down below. And this one comes with just 20 of these little packets here. So if this is a good fire starter, this one will be very easy to keep on you, and it is weatherproof. So this should handle all kinds of different scenarios. This will even stay on fire floating on water, and it is in a plastic pack. It's this kind of white material here. And so this one has a fairly long burn time. I'm actually gonna kind of set it off to the side and have this going while we're working on other fire starters, and we will time it. But here's the Fire Flame fire starter. It's an option for lighting things. Yeah, there you go. Just use a lighter with some real flame to it. If this one works well, we can definitely try it again with some like a ferro rod. But that should last for quite a while. So let's, and that is definitely going. That's got bit by something. Hopefully you guys can see that. And we'll pick out a new fire starter. Standard one here, super classic. You guys have probably seen it. This is the Tender Quick. They are small. They're super easy to keep on you. And you just kind of fluff them up, get you a little exposed area here that's kind of nice and fluffy and ready to take a spark. And this should light up fairly easy with the ferro rod. So we'll see how that works. And this should be lit long enough to be able to get some tinder going. Probably not near as long as some of these we have seen though. All right, so let's get this tinder tab lit. There we go. And let's bring you in so you can actually see. You can probably see it turning black, but that is indeed on fire. Very hard to see because it is small, and it is fairly bright out here, but that is on fire and looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. You can definitely get something, you know, your tinder or whatever you have sitting there, you can get that going. And the other guy is definitely flaming away over there. Can't beat that. Those are very small. They seem to work about as well as the Zip fire starter as far as flame size goes, but those are going to be a lot more easily transported. You could probably throw one in your wallet if you wanted, and you could fit them in a lot more places. But that Zip, that has something else. 13 minutes at a strong speed, at a high flame, hard to beat that. But this one's pretty good too. And I think that one is currently sitting at about 6 minutes. The little fire tab here is still flaming, but it's definitely on its last leg. So that one, you can keep a lot of those on you. They're lightweight, they don't add much in the way of weight or size, but you are gonna wanna have your tinder ready to go. But yeah, that one is all but out at this point. All right, well, I will bring you back for our last fire starter, and we'll keep an eye on this one over here. All right, guys and gals, the fire starter over there just went out, and it came in at 7 minutes. So now the Zip one lasted for 13. So that's about half the time. It is much smaller than the other one, but it also came in at half the time. So there are definitely some advantages to carrying the Zip if you can handle the size. Didn't have much weight to it, so it might be worth it if you can handle the size, just because it has been the longest burn by far. 13 minutes, you could probably get some water boiling in that time. You could just use that and boil water if you were out in the woods or whatever and needed to and didn't need the fire. Then our last one here is going to be the Esbit. I have a Esbit stove, so I have an Esbit bar here, and we're going to see what happens if you well, we're going to open it. I was going to see if it would burn in there, because everything else has burned in its case, but this is an actual plastic container on it. I don't want to play with that. So all right, let's see what happens. All right, so it is very hard to see the flame, but that thing is on fire right now. Let's see, are we even looking at that? Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to see the flame. I can see the shadow of it more than the flame itself, but that is on fire right now. So I will keep an eye on this, and I will bring you back to give you an update, but we are currently sitting at 12:21, so I will let you know how this guy is doing. Okay, the Esbit is out, and it came in at 9 minutes, which definitely surprised me. So out of all of those, I have to say the fire flame, the one that I put over here, the little packet that you could fit in your wallet, it left behind, like, it didn't all burn away. It left behind some residue and kind of glued together some of my rocks over here. So I don't think I'll be using those. I'm not exactly sure what is going on in there or what's happening. It's definitely a great fire starter if that's what you have. 7 minutes is decent, but I think it's the plastic that has kind of glued stuff together, the wrapper it was in. So maybe next time I'll try taking it out of the wrapper and seeing what happens. But it definitely said to light in wrappers, so that's the plan. But I'm just not a fan of this little like glue piece over here that it left. The Esbit definitely impressed me, and it all burned away. The little Tinder Quick and the putty, awesome options. They're small, they're going to be lit for a little bit of time, but if you have your stuff ready to go, you'll definitely be able to get a fire started with those, which is the goal. But that zip, man, that zip with the length of burn time, I am definitely a fan of that. And so yeah, if you guys like this video, I'll be back with a round 2, and we will try 5 more fire starters, one of them being the zip with a different ignition source. And if you have any fire starter recommendations, let me know. What materials do I need to be checking out or trying? What products? Because I love fire, and I love knowing awesome ways to start fires and awesome tenders to get fires going, and especially easy things to carry and keep with me for those, you know, unknown circumstances that do pop up, or just to start a good old bonfire. So definitely let me know. I will never ask you to like or subscribe, you do you, but I would appreciate it if you did comment below and let me know your thoughts on fire starters and your favorites, so that I can try those out and give them a shot and see what I think. So I'll be back with new content soon. Stay tuned, and remember, EDC, EDC.